Hey everyone, welcome back to Open. Our next guest, well, Barrio Independent Productions, or BIT as they like to be called, is a nonprofit organization dedicated to presenting multimedia arts and cultural events, serving as a cultural bridge between all genres of artistic expression that reflect the traditions and improve the values of our Caribbean and Latin communities. Their annual Frenzy Fest is back in East Harlem, first festival of theater and short films dedicated to mental health. And it provides opportunities for theater directors, actors, playwrights, filmmakers to promote the importance of mental health within our Latin and Caribbean communities. And joining us now to share more are Frenzy Fest programming coordinator and creative producer, Belange Rodriguez, and production manager, Ivan Goris. Hello and welcome.
Hi, how are you? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Let's start with congratulations on your 5th year.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having us, by the way. This is a great honor.
Well, I think this particular topic is really should be at the forefront of everybody's discussion. And the fact that you've designed an entire festival around it is, I can only see where it's going to grow from here. And so last year you did, I think, theater, solely theater. And prior to that, you had virtual. So can you just share with us exactly how you got to this place of making it a hybrid presentation this year?
Yes.
Give us a background on the Frenzy Festival. I know I did an introduction, but give us a background on the journey thus far.
Sure. Well, when we started 5 years ago, it was only theater originally. And then COVID happened, and that forced us to go a different direction. But to continue the conversation, we did it online, and we did 2 categories. One was the screenwriter that we produced those films, and the other one was short films. Then after that, we did that for 2 years, right?
Yes.
For 2 years.
Okay, so to be clear, none of the theater was produced and and presented virtually.
No.
Area, right?
Yeah. That was when we still couldn't be together.
Exactly.
No. But you started out in person.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you resorted, right? Well, like everyone else, you had to pivot. And then, but that opened up the door to now the screenwriters,
exactly.
filmmakers. Okay,
exactly.
I just want to make sure everybody understands that you started in theater, and then COVID actually forced you to kind of expand.
Exactly.
Indirectly.
Correct. But then once, everything reopened, theaters reopened, we went back to our roots, which was theater, but we always had in mind to try to bring it back all together, because we think both venues are very important and they reach people in different ways.
Definitely. Our mind always is, how can we teach? How can we touch the wider audience, right? So you're thinking demographics, you're thinking all these things within East Harlem, which doesn't get a lot of theater. We don't promote, East Harlem doesn't get promoted for theater, right? They get promoted for Apollo, which is great entertainment and is great a venue, but theater doesn't get really promoted in East Harlem. And we wanted to really get in there and show the people that they have a voice and they have a venue that their voice could be represented.
And that, of course, comes from both of you coming from a theater background as well.
Yes.
Let's not forget, I introduced you in these producing roles for the Frenzy Festival, but you're both actors as well. Belange, I know you work with Repertorio Español very regularly, and Ivan, you're over there with Teatro Círculo regularly. And so the fact that now you've chosen to give back to your community in this form of presenting this platform for people to really, aside from exercise their craft and create, but provide some sense of therapy for each other, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting that you mentioned that, because I don't know about as you experience through growing as an actor, you're also getting in touch with yourself as a person, because you're bringing these characters out through your vessel, through your instrument. So each step is a learning process. And trust me, there's mental things that happen with actors that they go through. They have that block like regular people, you know, so this conversation, this fight of actors or this and that. No, we're people, and we decided to go through that journey and experience those walls, experience those traumas so we can bring it out to the public. So this is what Frenzy is all about. It's almost, I was going to talk in Spanish. It's almost going 360, right? So it's like, this is what my process, and this is what you can do through the process as well. So if you're upset with a spouse or a friend, instead of taking it out on the friend, write about it, present it. We will show it. This is the connection between us as people, you know? And if we take that away, then what do we have to connect us?
And you know, and you're right, because it's like a form of release. It's a form of release. But however, we are talking about a theatrical and short film festival, and so it starts with, well, first, you know, you have to qualify to be in the festival. Exactly. But at this point, though, the entries are closed. It's more of like, come and enjoy what's been chosen. And I know that there is winners chosen at the end. So why don't you, Belange, walk us through what the festival looks like this year, as an in-person and virtual, or maybe you do the in-person and Ivan can give us the virtual, since I know you're in charge of that department.
Well, the in-person experience starts on the 10th of August, and we start with one play. It's Caravana. That one is about immigration. This year, we have so many different topics, from spousal abuse, immigration, autism, and mental health. So there's something for everybody, you know, in my opinion. And we start the 10th, not only with Caravana, which is about immigration, but we also have the special award, special recognition that day to Manolo Garcia Oliva. And then on the closing night, which is the 20th, we go for 2 weekends, 10, 11, from the 10th to the 13th, and then from the 18th to the 20th. And we close on the 20th, where we're going to be giving some more recognitions to special people in the community.
Okay, so Ivan, since you're working primarily in the short film category, talk about how you're offering these experiences in person, but how they're also available virtually, because people have to buy tickets.
Yes.
I mean, the idea is that they're supporting this festival so that it can continue producing every year.
Definitely. Well, we're thankful that we have a great online host that's going to be presenting the film, which is our very own Rhina Valentin. We appreciate as a company that you decided to be like, yes, this is something that I can help, and I would love to be a host. So we thank you for that. We have four great short films and one great documentary. We have Belange, which is like, I don't want to give too much away because it does get really rapidly frenzy, but it's a really great film. We have Remember Me in Therapy, another really great film, which is very quirky. It's going to let you question yourself and really think about what's going on as you see the visions on the screen. We have a documentary called Autism, The Life Behind the Word. And we have
Zoe in Review?
Yes, Zoe in Review is a domestic violence film. It's a really good topic with the younger community because it is within the 20s, 30s age range. And I apologize again, but I think all films are gonna touch base with all the mental health that people are dealing with right now. Now, society is a pressure cooker. It's a pressure cooker. Film touch on that, and I think the play does well.
Also, I wanted to add that in person is going to be at the art space. For more information, you can always go to BIP-NYC.com, but it's going to be at the art space.
So all the plays will be live. Presential, all the plays will be live between the 10th and the 13th and the 18th and 20th. The films are going to be running presential between the 13th, 19th, and 20th, and online between August 10th and 19th.
Okay, so because you have a lot of moving pieces, is there a way that people can just buy an all access pass, and if not, how do they select? Okay, I just want to see film. Oh, I just want to see theater. How does that work?
There's going to be different options from what I believe. There's other people that are dealing with that aspect of it. But I believe that there's going to be different options. You're going to be able to buy just one ticket if you just want to see one play or one movie, or you can buy the all access to see all of them. If you buy the all access, then you'll be able to vote.
Yes.
For the movies and for the plays, and you'll become like another judge in the competition.
And that's one thing we really want to promote this year is the voting, because, people go to support their friends and there's nothing wrong with that. But, as a sense of a guide of where we are as a community, we need to know where the community is lying. So if everybody gets to see the plays and vote, we kind of get a sense of what's in the mind of the community that's coming to see the plays. So it helps us for next year kind of really hone in on that direction of where we want to go when we're talking about mental health or anything that's beyond ourselves,
Right. Yeah, I get it. It totally makes sense. I love this. And we here at Open, we have a lot of conversations behind mental health and mental health awareness. And so this is definitely up our alley. And I hope you guys are really interested. And I'm going to assume, based on what you just shared, that it's probably best for people to just go to your website to purchase the tickets and or figure out the all access pass, as well as participate in the virtual screenings.
Yeah, I believe that has to be all in the Eventbrite.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like the Eventbrite will give you all the pricing also, but you can go to our website and that will lead you to the Eventbrite too.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's the best move is just go to the website. The website will lead you to everything. We're a small team over here of artists, so our brains are everywhere, but we're trying our best to come forward and represent the community as best we can with the knowledge that we have and kind of break stigmas that artists are all living wealthy and living the life. No, it's not true. And there's many artists that want to give back to community so we can really reflect on ourselves and really grow together as a tribe, as is meant to be.
And also it's very also important, like we were saying, the mental health aspect. It's not just us artists, everybody.
Right.
COVID, it was bad. After COVID, we have a problem as a society.
Yes, we
not
do.
only as a community, but as a society at large.
Yes.
We're honing it in our community because we got to start somewhere. But it's something that we need to really take a look at,
I agreed. And so in closing, I do want also to share that the presentations are bilingual, right? So there's some in English and some in Spanish, right?
Yes.
Correct. Right now, we don't have any capabilities of subtitling, but hopefully with the help of the public, we can get that next year. So that way everybody can enjoy the plays in any language.
Right. And so when people go to look at the schedule, they'll be able to tell which presentations are in English and which are in Spanish.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. And I needed to mention that because I want everyone who's going through something to know that there's something for everyone in this festival.
Definitely,
right?
There definitely is.
Including not having language barriers.
Exactly. And thank you for touching on that, Rhina, because I don't speak, I grew up here in New York, so my Spanish is not that great myself. But I see through the plays that even through the body language, you kind of understand what they're saying. It's deeper than the words.
Right. But for those who don't understand English and or Spanish, there's that option of
correct,
that cater to their language, so that and topics for that matter, because you have one that touches on migration, which is a big issue we have right now in New York, and I understand it's immersive too, from what yeah. So I can only imagine. Anyway, that's all we can give you guys, though. The rest you're going to have to figure it out for yourself. But
I know.
And checking out their website and choosing which one suits your current needs, because I know that we are all in need of being in community and having conversations about our mental health awareness and self-care.
Thank you. Yes.
And here.
So much, Rhina. We love you.
Thank you, Rhina. Namaste.
We love you. I love you more. I love all of this. Belange Rodriguez, Frenzy Fest programming coordinator and creative producer, along with production manager Ivan Goris. Once again, the Frenzy Fest is currently taking place now through Sunday, August 20th in the Black Box Theater at El Barrios Art Space, PS 109, located at 215 East 99th Street. That's in Manhattan. And for tickets and more information, you can visit bip-nyc.com. All right, stay tuned. Our Open Artist Spotlight is coming up next.